special day, the record of Delft Hyperloop. We are so happy to be here today together with you guys. We also have a lot of people watching our live stream at the moment, so we'll also be talking to them. We especially want to thank our main partner, Technodon, for being here, as well as our real partners, Viscoping the System, Stepton, and Pearl. So I'm Willem van der Hout. I'm a partnerships manager at Delft Hyperloop. Next to me here is Mo van Windelen.
Hello everybody, I'm the project manager of this team, and together with the man, they'll be the presenters today for this event. We're very excited to be here, and welcome to you all. Let's let the people at home, you can also ask questions in the chat, and later on today we'll try to see if we can answer them.
So the program of today.
Okay. So it's also my pleasure to welcome you all on the premises of firstly RailPro. It's one of the nicest track areas in the Netherlands, and it's also my pleasure to also do maybe a very brief jump in from a colleague of mine who was not able to present today. So it was a last minute fly in from my side. So, but I'm very happy to be here, and it's also very inspiring also to be here to see all these young people working so hard
on this unique prototype that has been built. My first experience with the Hyperloop team was in December 2018. I think Erik Brink, and Erik is let's say our Hyperloop father within RailPro. So I must also thank Erik Brink, so please give him a big applause, because Erik has supported the team of Hyperloop for many years already. And he came in my office and said, Mark, well, we have a challenge because we've been asked to support the Hyperloop team from Delft. And they have a crazy idea to build a test track for a pod in the tunnel of Delft. As at that time, Strukton had to renew the tunnel. And so I said, well, okay, no idea is crazy enough for me, so I'm in. So let's go there. And so we had a meeting in I think your lab. And it reminded me to my old school days when I was also studying electrical engineering, and blew a lot of things up in Amsterdam, and saw all those print boards and so on. So really was excited to be there. And then the idea came, we have to build a test track so we are better prepared as Team Hyperloop Delft for the competition within the Elon Musk SpaceX competition that was held every year. So I thought it was a crazy idea at first, but I loved it immediately. And sadly, and maybe luckily, the tunnel in Delft was not an option anymore due to safety reasons. And then we had to look for another area. And that's why we are here today, because we were able together to build the test track for almost 400 meters on our track and premises here in Hilversum RailPro. So many thanks for that. A few words for the team, because I believe innovation starts with an idea and with a lot of tenacity. It also takes a lot of time and effort. And what you see here is a lot of people have been working for over 70,000 hours, I've read in the book. So it's unbelievable. And it's already the fourth. It's the Atlas 4, I believe. It's the fourth team already. So innovation always coincides with good ideas and tenacity and belief. And that's why we're here today. And let's hope Hyperloop will be also a mobility for the future. At least it will spark new ideas, which will derive new ideas for the future. So many thanks from my side. I'm really happy to be here. And I hope you have a great day. And all the best and all the good luck for the Hyperloop team. And let's hope we are being surprised with the tremendous new record for this year. Many thanks from my side. Thank you. Oh, sorry. I have to introduce, of course, the next speaker, and that's Emma van der Ven, and she's, of course, the team captain from Hyperloop. Sorry, Emma, I almost forgot you, so I hope you can you can accept my apologies. But please, thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Delft Hyperloop record attempt. First things first, if all went well, you've all received a bag with a protocol, and we really ask you to follow it throughout the whole event. There are walking paths, team members that will give you directions, and there's signs on the floor of where to stand, and at all times we ask you to keep 1.5 meter distance. But now, onto the exciting stuff. What will happen today? The current Delft Hyperloop record is set at 202 kilometers an hour, and it was set by the previous team in the SpaceX tube in LA. Our goal, break that record. And we don't want to just break it. We'd like to go above and beyond. And we have 386 meters to do so, with an acceleration of 2g and a deceleration of 20g. And I'm really happy that you're all here to witness it, because this is what we worked for this year. And the least you could say is that this year didn't really go as expected. If you would have told us a year ago what this year would be like, I doubt any of us would have believed you. Because we started off with really high hopes and we started designing at full speed. Yet after a while, it became clear that the rules would never come for us. So we started redetermining our plan and continuing the work and getting everything done. And about a week after we redefined our goal, a global pandemic came along. But we were used to dealing with challenges. In fact, that's what being a dream team is all about, dealing with the challenges, dealing with the unexpected. And the fact that we're able to be here together is something the whole team cherishes. And no matter how proud I am today, no matter how proud I am of this team today, we couldn't have done it alone. So I'd also like to thank a few people. First of all, I'd like to thank our partners, and a special thanks to our main partner, Cognizant. Thank you for believing in us while we were trying to figure everything out. Thank you for inspiring and encouraging us. Thank you for your support in any kind of way. I'd also like to thank our alumni and the people that have coached us in many different ways. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your guidance, asking the right questions, yet leaving the decision in our hands. Thank you for your dedication and enthusiasm. We've appreciated it a lot. And last but not least, I'd like to thank our friends, family, roommates, and everyone else that supported us this year. Thank you for listening to all our stories. Thank you for understanding if we were once again late for dinner because we were so caught up in all of this. Thank you for reflecting our enthusiasm and being as excited as we are about all of this. We couldn't have done it without you. And look at us here today, after this year full of highs and lows, being here together in real life and virtually. And I couldn't be prouder. Let's break that record. Thank you very much. So now it's also time to officially open our test track. So please follow the directions of our team members. And yeah, after that, it's time for the big moment.
So for all the people at home as well, many of you probably already know who we are and what we do. But maybe it's nice to give a short summary, Mace.
Yeah, so as most of you know, we're a student team. And this means that every year we're recruiting a new team that starts from scratch. And we're part of the 4th installment.
And our team is trying to build a Hyperloop that is able to reach a top speed in a vacuum environment. And usually every year we're participating in the SpaceX Hyperloop pod competition. But as you know, due to circumstances, we were not able to participate in this competition. So what we're doing today is, as Emma already explained, we took matters in our own hands. We actually decided to make our own competition and to break our own record. Because Delft Hyperloop has always been in the finals of the SpaceX Hyperloop pod competition. In the first year, they actually won the competition, but their speed record in that year was less than 100 kilometers an hour. The year after that, they were also in the finals, and their speed record was 140 kilometers an hour. The year after, so previous year, they managed to reach a top speed of 202 kilometers per hour in this tube. For us, it's different because we're not able to make use of a vacuum tube, which means it's a bigger challenge because we must overcome this resistance of air that we're dealing with here. And that's why we're trying to break this record of 202 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, so we will see that in about half an hour, a little bit less, I think 20 minutes now, if we are going to break that record or not. So stay tuned, definitely. So there are many people here today, like we already told you, there are partners, there's the press, the team, of course. Yeah, special thanks to all the people that helped today. But maybe Mace, because we have like a different team structure now with the entire testing period. So can you tell a little bit who is doing what here today?
Yeah, so in the beginning of the year, we started with 33 people. And these people and these persons were divided in all kinds of departments. And most of them were assigned to a specific subsystem. For example, the braking department or the propulsion department. But once we actually finished designing and producing our pod, we entered one of the most crucial phases of our year, the testing phase. And being in this phase, we needed to restructure the team because we no longer needed to design a braking system. We no longer needed to build our propulsion system. But now we were actually focusing on performing these tests as efficiently as possible. And in addition to that, we were also dealing with a lot of logistical issues. For example, organizing our own competition, making this event happen. So we've restructured the team. And to begin with, we assigned people from all different kinds of backgrounds into a testing crew, which are the people that are operating the pod. They're actually executing the tests. And beside to this testing crew, we also have an operational crew that is doing all the tech operations in order to ensure the testing goes smoothly. So these two crews are actually the ones that are going to perform the record attempt today. And currently they're very busy with the preparations and making sure everything is ready for the run. And besides to this, we've also restructured an engineering crew, which is a crew that is actually developing sustainable solutions to problems that have occurred during the testing phase. So they're more like a fallback tech department as in the beginning of the year once large problems arise. Luckily, they were not needed a lot in the testing phase, so that's a really good sign. And besides to this engineering crew, we have the logistics crew. And these people really did an amazing job over the past few weeks, making sure everything is going perfect today, making sure all preparations are done well.
Thank you for your answer. That was very clear. Yeah, so like we said, there's not only the team here, but also our partners. Emma already briefly mentioned how important they are for us. So yeah, it has been a crazy year for us. A lot of unexpected turns, and they've always supported us. So yeah, we're so thankful for that. And we've already said it a million times, but we will keep on saying it. Thank you to our partners, and especially, of course, our main partner, Cognizant, and the railway partners that are here today as well. yeah, there were some very uncertain times, and they've always been there for us. So
Yeah, so Willemijn, of course, last year has not been a regular year for Delft Hyperloop. I mean, we started with the assumption of participating in the SpaceX Hyperloop pod competition, and this eventually got cancelled. I mean, as a partnerships manager, how did you feel that this impacted the relationships that we had with all our partners over last year?
yeah, so I was expecting it to be a very difficult time, of course, because yeah, we didn't expect this, but the partners obviously did not expect this either. So that was, yeah, quite how do you say it? Spannend? Spannend? Yeah, it was a weird time for us, but yeah, so when we sent out the email with the update to the partners that there wouldn't be a competition this summer, we only got the most nice reactions back, and they were so thoughtful, and yeah, it really was a very warm feeling for the team as well to know that they always will support us. So let's hope it will always stay that way, and we will always have those amazing partners by our side. So, Mace, can you maybe explain what's happening behind us at the moment?
Yeah, so before the start of the live stream, we've already done several tests and several checks. First, we did this morning was a 50-meter run. This test went perfectly. And after this, we did a 100-meter run, which also went fine. And currently, they're doing the final checks and preparations to see if everything is working well. And lastly, before we'll start with the run, they're going to place the aeroshell on top and start the countdown.
So I'm looking at Alexander. Do you know when the track will officially be opened? No? Okay, that's good to know. Mace, what were our biggest challenges this year, and how did we cope with them?
So as you can imagine, receiving the news that the competition is cancelled is of course devastating for the team. I mean, we've been working for 6 months towards a goal, and suddenly it just falls to pieces. So that was really a crucial moment for the team because everybody was not really, people could not understand what was happening in the world and how we should handle the situation. And the first few days, we just took the time to think about how we're going to proceed. Just take some days of rest and get everything together. And eventually, we decided to work from home with almost the entire team. And once we've started with this, we slowly started looking at what were the most crucial parts of our production that needed to be continued in order to reach our goal. For example, we were busy with the chassis production, and this is of course something that cannot be done from home. And therefore we really looked at around the clock, like how can we make optimal use of time at our office while minimizing the amount of people that are at that place. So people were working night shifts in the weekend, round the clock, just to make this happen. And I'm also very excited today that everything that we've worked for as a team came to this amazing result. And hopefully we're going to crush this record and have a satisfying end.
Yeah, it's crazy to see each other, to see the team together here when you think about where we started. I remember it was somewhere in June or something. We had our first drinks as a team, and we didn't really know each other. And it was just we were just put in a room together. Actually, 33 students put in a room together, and the goal was to get to know each other. I spoke to some people afterwards about this, and I think everybody thought it was a little bit awkward in the beginning. So it's now a special day to see how we're standing here together. I think a lot of friendships have been built, and such a motivated team. Yeah, we're just so excited today. Werkt het? Ja. Okay, so we got a signal that the ribbon to officially open our long test track is soon going to be cut. So the people that were doing this are Mark de Vries, that you've seen on the podium earlier today, and Erik Brink, who is also someone from Voestalpine Rail Pro, who has helped us a lot, and also Ben van Schijndel from Structon, who has also been there for us the entire year. So this is a very special moment. We've already done some tests on the track, but those were mainly unofficial, so we are very happy to be here together with all those people to officially open this track. Is het te ver? Kom maar even vertellen. So it's a little bit difficult to see, but if you look very well, you will see a small ribbon. And the track is officially open. Well done, guys.
So everything is almost in place to perform the record attempt. I think people are really starting to get anxious at this moment. At least my heart is beating very fast. I'm very curious what speed we're going to achieve here today, and hopefully break our personal Delft Hyperloop record. So at the moment the run distance settings are set. We're going to do a 350 meter run, and we're not using our complete track because of safety procedures. Also, a structural check is performed to make sure that no tools or no stuff is laying on the pod, and all cables are properly connected. After which there's checked whether everybody is wearing safety gear.
So we made sure that today everybody is standing safely, not just because of Corona, but it's of course also a very dangerous run. So as you can see, the people in the back are standing behind, how do you call them, protection screens?
Bulletproof screens.
Yeah, so fun fact, those screens have been used at a G20 summit once. So they're bulletproof and we're using them now for our run. So I think everybody should be safe for today.
naar het begin van het track kijkt, moet je gewoon door schermen heen kijken. Niet
So currently, because we're with so many people, we're making sure that everybody is in the right position. Inline ball valves are set to open. This is a very important step, and if this is forgotten, we will not be able to brake. Now the aeroshell is placed on top and will be constrained. cameras are put into place and the speed check is enabled. The manual disconnects are switched to on, the pod is no longer safe to approach.
I will now pass on the microphone to Sebas, who is going to do the countdown. In a few seconds. Our chief engineer Sasha is now running to see if the track is clear. And now it is clear.
If the track is clear of any mess or people, we are going to accelerate in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow, what a run. That really was amazing. I mean, all this year we've worked through this moment.
Could everybody stay relatively quiet until the pod is safe to approach, please?
What a day. I mean, this run. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it was crazy. It's so fast. Like, I can't believe it. It was amazing. Just probably virtually it's already amazing, but if you're standing here live, it's crazy. I hope we can interview some partners, some team members in a second, and they will tell you all about it.
Did you think we broke the record?
I think so. I hope so, but I can't say anything yet. So yeah, it will take some time definitely before we know the speed for sure. What do you think, Mace?
Yeah, so we're still waiting for the official speed calculation. This might take some time because the testing crew is doing some calculations.
So the official speed will be announced in about 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah, definitely wait for that so we know for sure if we really broke that record. Everyone is slowly coming back now to our terrain. What did you think of this run?
It was incredible. It was really incredible. I was very close to the shield guard, and it was unbelievable because I saw the video of it passing, but being there and witnessing it passing, it's tremendous. The speed, the energy, the power, it's unbelievable. So really congratulations to the team.
Thank you.
Really amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those kind words. I'm hearing some partners here that got goosebumps from the run, so I think we did a good job.
Just as a reminder, the speed will be announced in about 15 minutes.
I can give you a short overview why. So our speed is determined in several ways. So we have a speed trap next to the track. We also have speed sensors on non-driven wheels, and those are also measured in 2 different ways. There's also the speed from the motors, and we also have a position time graph. So we have so many ways to determine the speed that we just want to make sure we have the right speed and look at them all first before we announce any official speed. So just wait for another 15-20 minutes and we will officially announce it here on the podium with everyone present.
Yeah, so before the speed announcement, we'd like to invite our aeroshell production engineer to explain to us how these last few weeks were for her.
So welcome, Kat. Yeah, I'll give you my microphone. Maybe you can introduce yourself shortly.
Yeah, well, hello, my name is Katrina Nisjanish. I'm a structures engineer, but I was mainly focused on the aeroshell this year. And I can only say it was a bumpy ride. So with many ups and downs, in the end, it got told to us, yeah, we had to produce the aeroshell in 2 days, in 2 working days. And for me, that was a moment of, I think also a little bit of a frustration, but what would be a dream team year without a little bit of frustration? So in the end, I can say with a lot of pride and happiness also towards my production team that we managed to do it with great success. And yeah, I mean, we also saw it just now. It went with great speeds, and I cannot be happier of the management that took over this team and the entire team in general, the way it worked, and it also helped us achieve our goals. Thank you.
Kat, maybe another question. Of course, this is not the first time that you saw the aeroshell on the pod. I mean, how was your response to the first high-speed run?
I was shaking. Like, I didn't know what to say. I was speechless for a second. The only thing I could think about was, please let the aeroshell stay on the pod. I do not want it to somehow fracture or anything. And just when I saw after it stopped, the aeroshell was still on the pod, safe and sound, and we reached what we were designing for. This was the moment of pure relief and happiness. And I think I can talk there for the entire team that we were just thrilled of the results we reached.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'd like to invite to the stage our suspension engineer Miranda to answer some questions.
Yeah, so most of you probably know it, but the aeroshell is the shell that's on top of our pod. They also call her Rachel. It's the little love baby of our production team, and it turned out beautifully. It's an amazing aeroshell, so well done, guys. Miranda, I see you there. Come to me. So this is Miranda, our suspension engineer. She can answer some questions for us as well. Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Well, hello everyone. I hope you enjoy the live stream by Willemijn and Mees. I'm Miranda. I'm part of the suspension department. So we do the wheels, no magnetic levitation, unfortunately, but still.
So Miranda, maybe you could explain for the viewers at home how we actually suspend our pod.
Yes, so as I mentioned, we use wheels, and these wheels are in contact with the track all of the time, and therefore the rest of the suspension mechanisms need to pass through the forces to the rest of the pod, mainly to the chassis. The track exerts extremely high forces onto our vehicle, and therefore these forces need to be absorbed. And that's why we use carbon fiber shock absorbers, and these are really compact, really lightweight, and are most often used on mountain bikes. But for our vehicle, these are also really suited. Besides the fact that these shock absorbers absorb the forces, we also use them for something else, which is the clamping of the wheels onto the track. Because of these shock absorbers, we can tune the force with which we clamp the wheels on the track. And in this way, we influence the rolling friction coefficient, the traction, and thus, in the end, the speed and the performance of the vehicle.
Thank you, Miranda.
Thank you.
No, thank you. So I would like to ask our main partner, Cognizant, here to the table. I can't see you right now, Manoj. Oh, there. Manoj. We're calling for you. Hello. We need to keep our distance, unfortunately, but I will give you my microphone. There you go. So welcome, Manoj. It's really nice to see you here today. So as we already told you, Cognizant is our main partner. Maybe you can introduce yourself first before we talk about the rest.
Yeah, my name is Manoj Matthew. I'm a partner for strategy and transformation for our Industry 4.0 business at Cognizant.
That's a mouthful. So first of all, what did you think of the run?
It went by faster than I thought it would.
Yeah.
And we're laying bets back there on how much you hit. So
yeah, if you blink, you miss it, is what we always say. And do you think we actually broke the record?
I sure feel like you've done better than 202.
Well, we hope so.
Yeah. It's been great. It's been amazing. I mean, I just wish there was like a second run or a third run, but I know that stuff.
Yeah. It will take some time before we could do that. So how was it to work together with Delft Hyperloop this year?
It's been fun. It's really been fun because we didn't think you guys would pull through with the direction that you've gone to, right? I mean, a lot of times when you prepare for a competition and the competition's off, teams take a very different approach, and we absolutely love what you guys did with this.
Yeah, thank you. That's also because of your support, of course. We are also very happy that we can be here together and that we actually didn't stop.
No, and it's probably a much nicer track to set a higher speed on, yeah.
Yeah, now at least we can see it with our own eyes instead of
not
via camera. Yeah.
It's been good.
So, of course, you are our main partner, but how exactly was the connection between Delft Hyperloop and Cognizant?
Yeah, at Cognizant, you know, we're really looking at things which make people's everyday lives better. And we think Hyperloop holds a lot of promise, especially in today's scenario with COVID and all that, on trying to solve the problems which exist with mass transport today, right? I mean, the reason you see 747s grounded and airports empty is some of those answers probably lie in Hyperloop.
Yeah, so definitely. Yeah, that's what we believe.
We're very encouraged, pushing the frontiers, watching you guys do that. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for those kind words. So as a final question, what surprised you the most this year?
Nothing surprised me, right? Because this is not the first year we've worked with you guys, and we've seen you do it once before. And I think you guys always come out with Plan B, and your Plan B is really good. And we love that attitude with the team and TU Delft in general.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Well, have a nice day for the rest.
Yes, thanks for having us here.
Thank you.
So I'd like to invite to the stage our powertrain engineer, Linrik.
Linrik Wicks. I know your parents are watching, Linrik, so make it count.
Yes, for sure.
So Linrik, these past few weeks, I mean, I already know the story, but I'm sure you'd like to elaborate on it.
Yeah, it was really, really crazy because like a few weeks back, we had a set plan with our batteries. And because one of our battery packs got a little damaged, we couldn't really use it anymore. So within these few weeks, we had to order the batteries and wait on them, and then really wait on them for quite a while. And then when they really got here, we had to like assemble them and then put them together in a short amount of time. And then as well as fixing a bunch of issue within our battery boxes and within our subsystem. Like yesterday, we improved our performance, fixed a performance issue we had, and it got it working today. So it's absolutely phenomenal to just see everything coming together today, really.
Thank you.
Very nice words, Linrik. Is there someone that would like to talk about the run today? I think Emma is a good one. Emma van der Ven, our team captain. Always good with words. She must be very happy right now.
Welcome, Emma.
Thank you.
What did you think of the run?
It was very impressive. It's in a blink, like you said, in the blink of an eye you miss it, and yeah, it's goosebumps all over, and it's sad that it's so quick. Like it's good, but it's sad as well.
And this morning, were you actually afraid we wouldn't be able to perform this run at all?
Well, the thing is, I think we were quite confident because we've tested a lot and we know that it works. But you know, we want to push it to the limits. So that's regardless of the fact that we were quite confident. I think we were all a bit stressed. Though.
That's true.
A bit like good tense.
Well, I think everybody here is extremely happy that it went so well. So very happy with the result. Thank you, Emma.
Extremely happy.
Thank you, Emma. I see our full-scale engineer Job standing over there. So I don't know if most of you know it already, but we have also a separate department in our team who is looking at the future implementation of Hyperloop. So they do a lot of research as well. And Job can tell you all about it. It's very interesting, I promise you.
Thank you, Willemijn. So my name is Job ter Kuilen. I'm a full-scale engineer and I'm part of the scalability department. And what we're currently building is a prototype of the Hyperloop. We're pushing the boundaries of technology and showing the world that the Hyperloop is possible, is feasible. But a new mode of transportation, it's not only technology, it's also the implementation of infrastructure, regulations, safety. It's a big deal, it's a lot of work. And so that's what we do. We have full-scale engineers who look at the technology of the future, who look at safety. For example, this year we made a safety report to show the world that the Hyperloop can be as safe as aviation, as that is the goal. But we also have designers who make sure that the interior of the Hyperloop is comfortable, that passengers feel safe inside the pod, and that they want to travel with the Hyperloop in the future. And we also try to spread the word of the Hyperloop. Because it's so new, we want to make sure that if it's there, people are willing to travel with it. So we're a very diverse department. But I think using this knowledge, the technical knowledge now, is very important to make sure that in 20, 30 years people will actually travel with the Hyperloop and that it becomes a new mode of transportation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Job. So if you have any questions, you can ask them in the live stream or just come to us for the people here present today. I'm going to do a small check with our engineers. Sibels, how long do you think it will take for the speed? Okay, it's 5:45, I think. 5, I'm not sure. What time are we leaving? 5:30. So in about 15 minutes, the speed will be announced.
I see Erik walking by, and I'd like to invite him to the stage to explain a bit about the testing that we did last year.
Hi, Mees.
Hey, Erik. As we know, you've been working on a new kind of technology that we're implementing here to have better test results. Could you maybe explain a bit about that?
Yeah, thanks. So one of the things our department did this year was set up a hardware in the loop system, and that basically entails that we try to simulate or emulate all sensors before the pod is even built. So that way we can test software and some of the electronics far before it's actually produced. And that way, this year we were able to save quite some time because we wanted to test really early on. So that was a very nice step this year.
Yeah, as you said, we were able to test really early on. I mean, how do you think this impacted our end result?
I think that is definitely the key for these kinds of projects because as you can see, we're pushing it so far, pushing it so much that you almost forget that one of the most important aspects is to verify and to validate all of the data that you get. So yeah, that's what we tried to stand for this year, and we did that by testing as much as we can and as early on as we can. And so another example of that is that we tried to use the chassis from last year and try to put electronics on that after the hardware in the loop, so that we have a flow of first testing all the electronics, then putting it on an old vehicle to make sure that is all correct, and only then transferring it to our own pod. And that way, yeah, we were always one step ahead in testing the electronics.
Yeah, thank you, Erik. Electronics is, of course, always one of the most difficult parts of the year, because usually in a Delft Hyperloop year, the electronics can only be applied to our system once the mechanical subsystems have finished. And this year we were lucky because we were able to use last year's vehicle to perform early tests, as Erik just explained. And I think that was definitely one of the biggest and smartest moves of the year.
Thanks.
Het internet is echt heel slecht, dus ik kan het niet echt...
Ja, ik kan er wel een paar voorlezen.
Ja.
So we received a question in our chat asking if we are going to participate in the Boring Company competition. So there's one very suited person to answer this question. It's Joost Smeets.
Yeah, maybe for the viewers at home. In the past few weeks, Elon Musk has announced a new competition, which is called Not a Boring Competition, which doesn't focus on Hyperloop, but it focuses rather on producing a tunnel boring machine. And in our team, we have recruited 3 new people recently that are focusing on finding a better and a newer direction for our organization. And here to the right of me is Joost, who would like to give an explanation of what they're working on.
Yeah, so I would first introduce myself. I'm Joost Smeets, and together with 2 other strategists, we have joined 2 months ago in the Delft Hyperloop Foundation to think about a long-term future for the coming years. And this is because the reliability of the SpaceX competition was lost. And that's why as Delft Hyperloop, we can head into a new direction right now to raise the image of Hyperloop in general and to work more towards a scalable Hyperloop. And we have been doing so the last 2 months by talking to a lot of Delft Hyperloop team members and former team members, as well as to partners and as well as to other student teams. And I can definitely say that me and the other strategists are really confident in that there are some really cool possibilities for the future in Delft Hyperloop. And that is something that we will work towards in the future. So yeah, we're really excited about that, Mace.
Yeah, we are as well. I mean, as an organization, we are evolving every time. The first competition was also way different from what we're doing at the moment. So I'm very glad to have these 3 new recruitees who are really working very hard to find this new goal for us as a team. So keep on working, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Thank you.
Thank you. So I see in the chat that somebody is asking a question about motors. So I'd like to ask one of our propulsion engineers to please come to the stage. I see that most of you are still working in the back at the pod. So if you hear this, please come forward to talk about it. For the people that are just tuning in, the speed is not determined yet. Our testing crew is still looking at the data to determine the most accurate speed estimation. I see Nick is coming to the stage. Nick, welcome.
Can I take off my mask? Hello.
So one of the questions that we received in the live stream is how are these small motors able to deliver such an amount of power? Could you please elaborate?
So the power is determined by both the RPMs and the torque that's delivered. And these motors are special because of the high RPMs they can deliver. So it's a combination of the two. Yeah.
All right. So Nick, something else that I heard about you. Last weekend you were in Munich. Could you maybe explain what you did over there?
Yeah, we had to go to one of our manufacturers of the motor over there to get an emergency repair done. Last week we had some testing at the LTT as well to like determine whether we could run, and some parts were damaged during this test. So we went to Munich, got it repaired, even were able to have a short visit at our competitors, TU Munich, so that was fun.
Thank you, Nick. So I just received a message that in about 5 minutes the speed will be announced. I see Josh Vo walking over there. Josh, could you please come to the stage? Josh, what did you feel when this final run happened?
Well, I saw a lot of sparks, so I thought there was something wrong with it. So Sam and I ran towards the pod to make sure it was all okay. And luckily, there's no visible damage, at least as we can see right now.
Do you think we broke the record?
We brake too early, but I think we braked about maybe 40 meters too early, 50 meters, something like that. But I'm still sure that we broke the record of 202 kilometers per hour.
That's good to hear. Thank you, Josh. So one question from the chat of the live stream is, what material are the wheels made of? And at Delft Hyperloop, we are constantly optimizing our wheel design. And as you can imagine, when going at high speeds over the track, there are a lot of forces that our vehicle is exposed to. And this means we need to really think well about how the wheels will be designed. And currently, we are using aluminum wheels that are perfect for this type of track. But for the SpaceX Hyperloop tube, we might consider different wheels.
So there's a question in the chat, how many international people do we have in our team? We usually say 3.5 because we also have someone from Belgium. So this is our team captain, Emma. I don't know if you count that as a as a real foreign person. So we have people from Austria. You've seen her today, it's Kat. We have someone from Italy, Mattia. Hello. And we have someone from Poland, Maciek is called. Our chief engineer is looking pretty mad at me because he is also from Russia officially. So we have 4.5.
Another question from the live stream. What improvements did you make to the braking and propulsion system to improve the top speed with respect to last year? Well, firstly, braking. Last year, the braking system was already of very high quality, and this made it really difficult to improve it with a really large significance. But luckily, we were able to improve our activation time. This is the time that is in between the moment that the brakes are initiated and the moment that the brakes actually hit the track. We managed to increase this by 30%. And regarding propulsion, this year we are using a similar setup as previous year, but we are supplying the electricity in a different way. And also we are using an improved version of the same brand of motors. Another question from the live stream. Apart from today, what was the most rewarding moment for the team this year? I think this is a very difficult question to answer for the entire team. But for me personally, I think the most rewarding moment was going through this, before going through this entire phase of working at home, not seeing the entire team for months. And then in the last couple of weeks, we've slowly increased the amount of people that are working at our office space, of course, taking the appropriate measures. And then seeing the first high-speed run here on the long test track in Hilversum, that really blew my mind. That really, I mean, the excitement of the team, it was insane.
So another question in the chat is how many full-timers do we have? So we have the most full-timers of all the dream teams. And right now we're at 31 full-timers, if I'm right. Yes, I see everybody say yes. So yeah, 31.
So another question for the live stream. How long did it take to clean the track before the run? And doesn't the rocks along the track interfere with your run? So before we started the run, of course, we cleaned the track, and this took about 1 hour. Of course, with many team members, this is a job that can be done quite efficiently. Maybe nice anecdote. This is actually the first testing day that we're not having to deal with unexpected rain. Last weekend and 2 weekends before that, we really had unexpected changes of weather during the testing day. We started off with a bright sun, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the day, raindrops were falling, and the whole team needed to act really quickly in order to protect our vehicle. Because it's not able to withstand any rain. And last week, we actually had to pause the test for 1 hour and we were almost not able to do our last run, but luckily we were able to perform it and prepare well enough for the run today. Another question from the live stream. How many PCBs did we try? Our sense and control department is working on the control systems for our pod, and they've developed several PCBs for the vehicle. And currently we are using the 4th version of it. Another question about the structure of the pod. So the structure is made from carbon fiber, which consists, or the chassis consists of an inner skin made from carbon fiber with a Nomex honeycomb core in between, and an outer skin also made from carbon fiber.
We have 3 fans watching over there in front of us, and I've made a lot of comments, so I'm just going to wave to you. Very nice to see you over there. Okay, we're getting ready, I think, to announce the speed. The pod is just put back around the people, or the people are back around the pod. I see some people cutting the cake. So I think we're almost ready for the celebration, I hope. So, Mace, I saw a question in the live stream. Are you single?
Unfortunately, no, I'm not.
I'm sorry to tell you that.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Are you ready, Sebas?
I'm ready. I'm not sure if the video's ready. Not yet.
Okay, we're just gonna wait for 1 more minute. Everybody's going to stand on their right spot. It's nice to see that the sun has come out as well. So Mace and I will be leaving the live stream for a while to celebrate with our team, if everything goes well.
Wachten we nog op Rick en zo?
Misschien iets hoger zitten. Hopelijk wel.
Geven jullie een seintje als jullie ready zijn?
Ja, wij zijn ready. We zijn ready, maar wacht even.
Oh, die laatste mensen ook. Wacht, is het Zola? Is het eerste video? any mess or people. Accelerating in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So everybody, we've analyzed the data.
Evening of innovation.
We've analyzed all the data, compared the different sensors, and we've come to the conclusion that we had an emergency brake. That's the reason why we didn't go as far as we wanted to go. So one of the motor controllers had an issue which triggered the emergency brake. This led to our run only being 299 meters instead of the 350 or 60 we'd hoped for. Nevertheless, within this time, within this distance, we've reached a speed of 360 kilometers an hour, which is well over the record we wanted to break. So congratulations to the entire team. I think it's a very good thing we've performed with the circumstances we've had. A shame we had a small issue and not the run we'd hoped for, but I think overall the results are very good. We went well over the record, and everybody should be pretty pleased.
Thank you, Sebastian.
So we are now going to sign the pod, the entire team. We're gonna make a group picture as well. Yeah, it was an amazing day. It was very nice to have you all here. Any last reactions, Mace?
Yeah, so I think we've had an amazing day today, and breaking the Delft Hyperloop speed record is of course an amazing prestige. So I'm very happy that we've been able to do that today, and we're going to celebrate it well with the entire team tonight. So maybe for the people at home and the people here, what is next? So we still have some tests that we're going to perform at the hard vacuum tube in Delft. This is going to take place next week. We're very excited for that. And that will actually mean the end of the year. But it's not over at that moment because
there's more coming. You might have seen today that we have a filmmaker walking around. He's making for us a short documentary, which we will organize a premiere for somewhere around in September. So we hope to see you all there. We hope that Corona will allow us to have more people than today. So stay tuned for more.
Thank you for watching today and hope to see you soon.
Thank you.